Scholars. Yes. I'm sorry. Let me move this out the way. All right.
Let's
Welcome
finna
back.
get started. We got
Yes.
about we only got about half the class in,
Okay.
so let's give them a few more minutes for we go through
Move
the
forward.
spill of what's needed for the class today.
Absolutely.
Just a couple more. Matter of fact, you know what? There you go. Oh, I didn't realize that. All right. Zoom doesn't allow multiple shares sound, only screen. Kennedy, I guess we'll give it another minute.
Yes, sir.
We'll just go ahead and get started because we got two, four, five. We got six students so far. I'm sure some of them are coming from different events and different things going on.
All right. Well, while you guys are logging on, I just want to go ahead and go over some of our student engagement expectations as you guys are still logging on. Like I said, welcome back to our Hospitality and Travel Spring Series 2026. This is week two, our session number four, travel and tourism. So before we get started, I have to do my spiel before each and every class. Some of our expectations, you guys are here, so go ahead and check number one, which is attendance. We ask that all of our scholars, you keep your cameras on so that each session is interactive and you guys are engaged with the instructor as well as your peers that are online tonight. We also ask that you guys engage and participate, right? Show the growth that's happening after each and every session. I won't go over all eight of our additional student expectations, but you guys know it. We ask that you guys remain present, that you participate in ways that you are comfortable with, whether you are unmuting to respond to questions, produce comments, drop it in the chat. Just make sure you're here and engaged and present. We ask you to do that because we know that's how this experience becomes what you make it, right? We don't want tonight to be a quiet night, right? Especially not tonight when we have our instructor being our very own founder and CEO. We love this session because I love the fact that you guys get to interact with the founder of S.O.A.R, our CEO, and you just get to hear the passion behind why we're all here and why you guys are ready to learn exactly what she's going to present to you tonight. So, Chef Dre, if you don't have any words to share, let me stop sharing so we can.
Recognize number eight, especially for this class. Have fun and enjoy the experience. This is this
Yes,
this is
yes,
my
yes,
sis,
yes.
Dr. Kennedy's best friend. The energy is going to be high tonight. Okay.
I know. You throw that in there. My BFF since three. See, y'all don't know
No, I'm
about that. Y'all don't
saying,
know about
beer,
friendships like that.
beer, beer,
Listen, y'all
beer,
putting the
beer.
pressure. Come on, geez.
She always brings the fun and entertainment. So Rosie, we're going to turn it over to you. Dr. Kennedy, anything else?
Nothing. Enjoy tonight's sessions.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Dr. Kennedy, Chef Dre, for that amazing introduction. I hope I can match that energy tonight. A little bit under headache wise, but we're gonna get through this. And I am extremely excited to be here tonight with you all. We are going to be talking about something that is extremely near and dear to my heart, travel and tourism, right? We are now on this journey of hospitality and travel. You all have learned about hotel operations and management. You've talked a little bit about the sort of industry, right, and what that means, and all of the various facets of hospitality and travel and tourism. We're going to talk a little bit today, kind of get a little bit of more of a deep dive into the benefits of traveling, right? All of the different uh, I would say, occupations, right? That you can really tap into. This industry is an $11 billion industry and growing. And it makes up one of the largest economic, it's part of like our largest economic um, attributes, right, and contributions to our growth is through hospitality and travel. And so it is very, very important that you all understand that everything that you do revolves around hospitality and travel, right? All your entire experience, and we talked a little bit about that throughout your classes. I heard you all say some things about your experience, either in whether it's in a restaurant or a hotel, whether it's an Airbnb, whether you're in an Uber, whether you're waiting for a bus. All of that is transportation, travel, hospitality, how it makes you feel, how you walk away from that experience. And so you all have learned so much in a short amount of time. And so I want to make sure that we continue with that momentum. This is going to be a very interactive, engaging class. And I do ask that you all participate to the best of your extent. I do not see all of our scholars on, and so I'm going to ask that you please put your cameras on now so that I know that I have your full attention. Jasang, Isaac, Summer, and I know we have some others a couple who are not going to be on tonight, but the rest of you all, we're going to have a really good time tonight. So I'm going to go on and get started. I'm going to share my screen. You all know me. My name is Miss Rosie, and I am extremely excited about this particular presentation about travel and tourism from planning to adventure. We're going to get right into it. So tonight's objective, right, upon the completion of this class, you all will understand key components and careers within the travel and tourism industry. We're going to analyze the impact of tourism on local economies, cultures, and environments. We're going to talk a little bit about customer service techniques, critical thinking, and problem solving in real world settings. And we're going to talk about developing skills and exploring different destinations under airport codes, planning, travel itineraries. So when you walk away from this class this evening, you hopefully will be more confident in your ability to not only be able to engage at this level, right, but also to be able to plan a trip from beginning to end. And that is something that you all are going to have to do individually as part of your project, if that's the route you decide to take. But you're also going to do it collectively as a group. So hopefully we have enough, because we have 4 destinations that we're going to be talking about today, that I'm going to have you all sort of work through as a group project. But we'll work it out as we go through the presentation tonight. So what is travel and tourism? Who would like to read that for me? And TNT is abbreviation for travel and tourism, by the way. What is travel and tourism? Isaac, can you read that for me, please?
TMT refers to the activity of people traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for leisure, businesses, or other purposes. It encompasses a wide range of activities, services, and industries associated with travel, such as transportation, accommodation, attraction, and hospitality.
Excellent, excellent. So travel and tourism essentially is the activities that you all engage in when you're going outside or in the country, right? It's outside of your usual travel, right? So your day-to-day operation travels from school to home, from home to school, from school to work, from school to the community center, or whatever your life takes you throughout your day. This is sort of be above and beyond that, right? And then what else is a part of that travel? And you talked about it throughout the previous classes, right? When you go and stay at a hotel, and when you go and you go to a restaurant, what that is all a part of travel and tourism. Okay. United Nations World Tourism Organization is a specialized agency for tourism and is responsible for promoting sustainable, responsible, and universally accessible transportation. So they provide oversight, right, to ensure that organizations are uh, essentially adhering to certain laws and travel requirements. They specialize rather in the travel industry, and anything that we need to know about it. They're responsible for ensuring that we get the best bang for our buck, if you will. Okay. These are some components of travel and tourism. We have transportation. Who can tell me what transportation, what is a form of transportation when we talk about travel and tourism? You can go on and just unmute because I can't see the
Going
entire
on an airplane,
going on an airplane. Yeah, yep. What else? What's a part of transportation? Yes, airplane
buses,
is certainly one. What's another mode of transportation?
buses.
Yes, a bus. Absolutely. What do you do? We used to have taxis back in the day. I don't even know if those they even exist anymore. Maybe in New York, but it's very few and far between that you see taxis anymore. What do you see more of now?
Ubers,
Ubers and
Ubers. Yes, yes. What about accommodation? When you think of accommodation, what do you think?
Airbnb,
Airbnb. Yep, absolutely. What else?
Hotels.
Hotels, yes, absolutely. And accommodation. So where are you going to stay? Well, whether it's a resort, right? And what do those accommodations look like? What are the amenities of that resort? Like what are the cool features, right, that it offers? What about a travel agency? What do you think about when you think of travel agencies? What is their role within the industry? Just saying.
Can you like repeat the question again?
What is the role of a travel agency? And can you do me a favor and put your camera on?
My camera's not working today.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Not a problem. It's okay. Not a problem.
I have it by Thursday.
Okay. So what do you think of
What
when
was
you
your
think of
question
travel
again?
agency? Say that one more time.
Like someone who's able to like guide, someone that's able to like guide you or like assist you to a certain area that you want to go.
Yeah, somewhat, right? So a travel agency is essentially an agency or individual or group of individuals who will assist you in putting your travel itinerary together. Okay. Um, and you used the operative word here in that particular statement actually refers to the next uh, 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 component, tour operators. So what do they do? So we talked about how the travel agencies, they're the ones that help you really put your trip together from, start to finish. I believe Chef Dre's wife works for a cruise line. And so she helps put packages together for you. That's a form of like a travel agency, right? They help you put your packages together and help you get all you need so that you don't have to do it alone. What about a tour operator? What do you think of when you
they
think of a tour?
guide your trip or wherever you're at.
Yeah, yeah. So anybody ever been to New York and seen those tour buses, right? And you got the people on the big microphones and they tell you, "All right, this is 42nd Street, everybody." Those could be tour operators, okay? What about attractions and activities? When you think of attractions and activities, and think of these keywords because you're going to see them again and you're going to need to know what these words are when you see them and when we go through our activity today. So what about attractions and activities? What do you think of?
I think of locations that attract the tourism.
Okay, but not just the location. What about that location though? You go there for what? So when we go to Florida, why do people go to Florida? What's one of the biggest main attractions in Florida?
The beaches,
Yes. What else?
Like Miami,
There's a big, huh?
the weather, or Miami,
The weather,
or
yes. Okay.
Disneyland. Disneyland.
Disney.
Yes, there we go. I'm looking for that word. Disney. Disney World, okay? Disneyland is where? Does anyone know where Disneyland is?
California.
Yes, good job, good job. So an attraction such as Disney World, right? Those are some of the things that, and then within that attraction, there's so many different activities that you can partake in. So those are some of the things that you want to start thinking about as you're planning your trips, as you're planning, know before you go, where are you going, how are you going to get there, all of that good stuff. But the attractions are really, really important because that is a huge component of why people choose to go to specific locations based on attractions, based on activities that are in those particular areas, right? So we also have travel technology, and I'm just to go through these really quickly. Travel technology is essentially like the what the portals are that you would use, like online reservations for your flights, like Expedia.com. You have Priceline, right? You also have United Airlines, the website itself. You also have, hotels.com. So anything that is a travel technology, you have apps now that you can use to track your travel, to track your itineraries, depending on if you're going on a cruise, right? You may have an app for that. So that's all about technology and how we've evolved over the years. Travel insurance, you definitely want to have that. That helps to protect you while you're away. Let's just say you get sick. Let's say you get injured. Let's say something happens and you can't come home right away because there's some sort of emergency, right? So you want to make sure that you have travel insurance to cover you and your trip. Travel media and publications. What do you think of when you think of travel media? What is a form of travel media or publications? I know one of the instructors, I believe it was Dr. Lee, mentioned a huge component of that when talking about media coverage. What's used, or what would be a form of travel media or publication? What helps you decide where you want to go? Where do you go? Like if you're looking for something adventurous or a place to go that's adventurous, who can help you with that nowadays? Now that technology
Social
is
media.
where it is. Social media, yes. Right? You can go right to social media, go to YouTube, go to TikTok, right? And see all the people, and you actually have people, those are their occupation, to travel for a living and tell you everything there is to know about that particular location so that it'll make you more informed in your decision making process of where you want to go. Okay? And these are some types of tourism. Leisure, so the types of travel, you'll have leisure, right? And those are leisure is essentially, you're on vacation, right? You want to get away. You want to go somewhere nice and sunny and sip on pina coladas virgin, right? So you do a leisure trip. Business is more, again, it's self-explanatory. So you may go on a business trip with your organization, your company, right? And sometimes the business trips, most of the times the business trips are paid for, so you can expense them. You'll talk about that in your business classes, what those mean when you expense trips. But you'll take a business trip, right? You might need to travel to Florida depending on your occupation, depending on what you do for a living. I know that I believe it was Caroline who said she wanted to be a nurse, and I mentioned in travel and tourism, you could actually become a travel nurse, right? And that is considered business. You're a bit on going on a business trip whenever you travel somewhere to provide your services to a patient or for a patient, right? And then adventure. What do you think of when you think of adventure travel? Where would be a place to go for the adventure travel? Where would we go if we wanted to go somewhere on an adventure, an excursion? What's one of the things you would think of?
Foreign nations with like landmarks and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So you go on adventure. You may want to go to, the Mount Kilimanjaro, right? The big old is like I think it's the tallest mountain in the world, right? And that's an adventure. It's a crazy, scary adventure, but it is nonetheless, and people have done it. So those are the things, right? Those are the three types of tourism: leisure, business, and adventure. Remember that because you're going to see that again, okay? All right. So the industry, careers and opportunities. So these are some of the careers and opportunities I believe Dr. Lee had mentioned in the class. So this is really just sort of to help uh, revive your memory of those opportunities within the travel and tourism industry. So you have event planner. I believe it is Esther. Esther, you have an event planning service that you provide, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about how that is a huge part of the travel and tourism industry, right? Planning events, whether it's abroad or whether it's right here on home turf. Um, that is a huge component of what we do within hospitality and travel, or travel and tourism. What about hospitality management, right? Anything that is customer service based, hotel management, right? Restaurants, okay? The service that you receive at an Airbnb, right? We talked about that, and you all talked about that. A travel agent. A travel agent works for a travel agency. Okay, so the travel agent would be that direct point of contact for you when you're looking to have someone support you and help you build out your itinerary. Does anyone know what an itinerary is? What is an itinerary, Esther? I see you nodding. What's an itinerary?
Isn't it like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a schedule to keep things organized.
Yeah. Yeah. What does that consist of? So when we're talking about a travel itinerary, what would that consist of?
I think of times, locations.
Hmm?
Okay, we'll do this at 3. Okay, and then at 3:30 we'll leave. Okay, at this time we'll do this, or at this meeting we'll discuss this, and then this person will switch at 2 o'clock and we'll discuss this. That
Okay. Yeah. And then also remember travel, right? You wanted to, your travel itinerary will consist of your travel to and from airports, right? To and from your hotel. So all of that would be baked into what would be known as your travel itinerary. And it's very, very important that everyone has a travel itinerary to keep you, like you said, keep you on track to make sure that you don't lose focus or lose track of or lose sight of where you're going and what your intent is being at that particular location, right? We talked about tour operators, travel writers, photographers. So again, travel writers are essentially the same as those who do like those blogs, right? You travel everywhere and you actually, that is an occupation. That is your job. That is your full-time job to travel from, point A to point B and to tell the audience, right? Tell the viewers what that experience meant to you and how it would, how it fared in terms of reviews, right? Reviews are extremely important, by the way. Airline staff. So what do you think of when you think of airline staff? I actually work with a lot of them in the Air Force. What do you think of when you think of airline staff? Anybody ever travel? Anybody
Flight
ever been on a
attendants,
plane?
flight attendants,
Flight attendants, yep, absolutely. What else?
Pilots and like
Pilots.
cleaners.
I'm about to say, who's flying the plane? Absolutely. The pilots, the flight attendants, right? The customer service agents, they're at the desk when you go to check in for your flight, right? Tour guide, we talked about that. And then culinary. Does anyone know of a special kind of person on this line who specializes in the culinary industry? That makes up a huge part of the travel and tourism industry. Do we have a chef on the line, maybe? So when you think of culinary, you think of that food experience, right? That restaurant experience, that chef experience, right? We have a chef Dre in the house. He is a world-renowned chef. He goes to different countries and he teaches classes on how to prepare a dish and a meal, right? And we actually got to do that. We actually got to learn. Our students got to learn how to make homemade pasta and spaghetti, right? How to do farm to table. So take something straight from the farm when we were in Costa Rica last year and how to actually prepare it as a meal. So that's all about the culinary experience. All right. And I think that is Remalicious. I don't believe she's on the line tonight, but that would be Rima's area of expertise in the culinary sector. All right, so tourism can have both positive and negative impacts on local economies, cultures, and environments. So we're going to take a look. There's a 3-minute video, and what I'm really going to ask of you is to pay attention to the content in the video. There's no words, so you're really going to have to follow as the content is going along, as the text is going along, because midway through the video, we're going to have a bit of dialogue, and I'm going to ask you what you learned from the positive aspects of and impacts of travel and tourism on local economies, the cultures and environments, and then also the negative. All right. So before I do that, let me just make sure that my sound is on. Let me stop sharing for 1 second. Okay. Share my sound, make sure you guys are hearing everything. I just need a thumbs up to let me know. All right. I'm going to get my presentation back. There we go. All All right. So the economic impact at a glance. Let me know if you all can see that or can hear it rather. Can you hear it? You don't really need to hear it, just as long as you can see it.
Yes, you can hear it.
All right, as long as you can hear it, you can see it though. All right. So before we go into the negative aspects of it, and that was pretty quick, right? So I need you to come off mute, and I want you to tell me what you learned so far about some of the positive attributes of travel and tourism. Go ahead, Esther. I see your hand raised. Go on and raise your hand. And that's the way I can see you because I can't see anybody on the screen right now. Actually, let me go on it. Okay, go ahead, Esther.
It creates many jobs and it teaches a lot because not everybody is everywhere at once. So when you're traveling, it gives you a wider perspective. You get to see new things, different people, and it helps with integration and create equality and equity.
Excellent. Absolutely. I think you took everybody's answer. Good job. Yeah. So what else? What are some positive attributes or contributions of tourism? Let's see, Stephanie. Are you there, Stephanie? If you're talking, you're on mute. All right. What about you, Evie?
She already said I was gonna say about equality and equity, promote
Okay.
like positivity overall.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, go ahead, Jaylene.
Tourism can protect and maintain sites and protect animals too.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you caught that. Absolutely. It's very, very important, right? That we protect our animals, that we protect and preserve our lands, right? What else? Isaac.
It could help with like integration.
Yes, good. Look at you. Big words. Yes, it could help with integration. Absolutely. All right. So, travel and tourism or tourism in and of itself, the industry, right, can really bring in economic growth for underserved communities as well, right? And for those who live in underserved communities whose countries actually they rely, Isaac, I'm gonna put you on mute, okay? They rely on the tourism that comes into their country, right? There are a lot of countries that rely on that tourism for jobs, for sustainability, for equity, like you said. So making sure that there is an abundance of that, making sure that that money, is a money generator for a lot of people. And honestly, contrary to popular belief, and Chef Dre can let you know because he travels the world as well as Miss C and Dr. Kennedy. The locals don't really make that much money. in the industry, unfortunately, right? Even though it is an 11 billion plus dollar industry, the locals in these countries where you go and you get the 5-star treatment, right? And they come and wait on you hand and foot and they just serve you and you get the best service and best experience ever. But unfortunately, sometimes it's at a cost of the locals there. And so then we're going to talk a little bit about that in this next segment. So watch on. Oh, sorry. I think I went a little bit too far. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened. All right. So you see now, what are some of the negative impacts that can be had on tourism? Go ahead, Evan.
It's bad for climate change and it affects water pollution and air pollution.
Yes. Yes. What else? Go ahead, Esther.
It forces locals to move because with tourists flooding in, it forces the prices to get higher and higher. Also, overcrowding can also be a result of the locals and the people who are originally there moving or
Yeah,
becoming homeless.
absolutely. Great, great. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody, anything else that stood out to you? There was so much. What do you think?
Habitats being affected, along with
Yes.
animals getting killed for like their tusk and like their fur.
Yes. Yes. Did you see the one with the selfie? So they killed the lion, or they didn't kill the lion. They actually killed the husk or the what is that, the boar or whatever it was. But they were taking selfies with the lion, right? And really just interrupting their sort of everyday, life and their living habitats. How would you like it if somebody just walked up to you and grabbed you by the face and started taking pictures and selfies of you and what you look like, right? So, they like their personal space as well. Or animal space, if you will. So yeah, it's definitely important to understand. And what about culturally? There was one thing that stood out to me about like the cultural consciousness of traveling, right? And hospitality. What about culturally? What happens culturally when you're insensitive to to the people in the particular area that you're traveling to? What happens? If I come into your home, right? And you want me to take my shoes off at the door, and I don't. I walk into your house and I don't take my shoes off. I throw stuff on the floor as I go, right? I'm impeding on your space. You invited me into your home and I'm not treating it with respect and with dignity and all that other good stuff, right? So it's important that when we go into other people's homes and other people's habitats that we treat it as we would treat our own. and hopefully you treat your own good. But it's important that you understand that when you go to other people's, when you're traveling to other countries and you're learning, it's good to understand the culture, right? Learn before you go. Know before you go. Do some research about the area that you're about to travel to, right? Learn some of the cultures and customs and courtesies there in that particular host location so that you don't offend anyone, so that you don't do anything. I know in Japan, I think it's like they don't hug and or shake hands or something, right? There's cultural things that really make up the construct of that particular country, right?
And
And the
Rosie, there's another little tidbit about Japan. They don't allow tipping either. It's considered to be rude.
well, see, I didn't know that. Look at that.
Those are the
We
kind of
love
things we
tipping
gotta learn.
here.
Like if you give somebody any kind of tip for the service there, you could be arrested, literally.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so know before you go. I didn't know that, Chef. Know before you go because it's important that you do your due diligence and your research, right? To ensure that, sorry, to ensure that you don't offend anyone. All right. So, a positive attribute of tourism, it creates jobs and brings in money. A negative attribute of tourism is that it creates crowds, pollution, and damages nature. Okay. So, customer service and travel. We're going to pivot a little bit. When we talk about customer service and travel, Caroline, can you read this statement for me real quick?
Customer service and travel. Providing excellent customer service is crucial for ensuring customer satisfaction and building a positive reputation for your business.
What does that mean? What does customer service mean when you're traveling? What is it? What is a component that would be considered a part of customer service? And you've talked about this in previous classes, so this should be sort of more like a recap for you. And
Customer
it says it right
service,
here, providing excellent customer service. But in what way? What when you think of customer service, what do you think of?
like after someone like has stayed in the hotel, like they're giving you their feedback
Mhm.
on like how their comfortability was and like their experience overall.
Yes, that word, experience, right? Customer service is how it's essentially the experience that you leave somebody with, right? Whether it's at a front desk of a hotel, whether it's at a hostess desk, because when you go to a restaurant, the first person you see is really the host, especially if it's a sit and eat restaurant, right? You're going to see the hostess or the host standing behind the desk asking, "Hello, how can I help you? How many? A table for two? Okay, sure, not right away." Right? That's a great experience right out the gate. So you meet somebody who has this smile and this aura about them and they're welcoming and thank you for coming because you could have went to any restaurant in this, in the area, but you chose that restaurant, right? So hopefully they're appreciative of that. But if you came in and I'm like, "Yes, can I help you? Where you want to sit? Do you want smoking or non-smoking? Okay, you're gonna have to wait about 50 minutes." Like, would you turn around and walk away or would you stay? And what would you say in your review? Right? It's all about the experience. It's all about how you're treated and how you're being made to feel when that experience is like when the whole experience is over, how you feel. How does that leave you feeling when you leave that environment? All right. Anybody have any questions? No? All right. So below are a few effective customer service techniques you should employ or look for. Active listening, personalization. Okay, so active listening is essentially just the example that I just had, right? You come into my restaurant. "Hi, how are you? How can I help you?" Now I gotta listen. I gotta actively listen for what you're looking for me to do. Do you want me to seat you? Do you want to sit in a booth? Do you want to sit at a four top? Right? Do you want to sit at the bar? You will not be sitting at the bar, but like those are some options. What can I do to make your experience better? Personalization. "Hey, Rosie, how are you?" I may not know you right out the way, out the gate, right? But I seat you at a table. Your server comes up to you. Your server says, "Hey, my name is Rosie. What's your name?" Hey, my name is Stephanie. Hi, my name is Caroline. Hi, Caroline. How are you? Thank you so much for choosing, Olive Garden today. What would you like? Right? That experience right out the gate. Prompt responsiveness. You ask me, I ask you what would you like? I'm going to get it. And I'm coming back with what you asked for, right? Knowledgeable staff. So your staff needs to know whether it's in a hotel, you come in and you're asking for, let's just say, I need a non-smoking room. I don't want a room that has a bunch of smoke filled in it, right? Most hotels now, I don't even believe allow smoking. But for those that do, you may have some in like, casino hotels, where they allow smoking in certain areas. So you may want to stay away from that. You may want to stay on the west wing of the building where there is no smoking allowed. So those are the things that your staff or the staff will have to really be knowledgeable about. Clear communication. Okay, it's very, very important. Even when, as you see, Chef Dre and Dr. Kennedy, every single class, they provide clear communication to you on what to expect for the next class, right? So clear communication is across the board. It can be in the classroom, it could be in real world settings. So what does that clear communication look like to you? Problem solving skills. I sit you next to, a table where there's five babies and a couple with five kids, and you are on a date, and I sit you next to this crew. There's nothing wrong with the family, except the kids are all over the place. They're jumping on top of tables, and like, how can I make that experience as the staff member better for you? Can I move you? Right? How can I solve that problem? Right? Maybe you found hair in your food. It happens. Sorry, chef, but it does happen, right? Maybe you found dirty sheets on your bed in your hotel. What can I do to help you better that experience? Positive attitude, always smiling, always asking, how can I help you? What can I do? And going the extra mile, right? What can I do to go the extra mile? When we talk about going the extra mile in customer service, what does that mean for you? What is your expectation of someone going the extra mile? Evan.
Like trying to make sure, like trying to make sure that you're well kept and that you're like content with everything.
Hmm. Okay.
And also, like, even if you are content, like trying to offer maybe something extra, like maybe like a free spa if you're like in a hotel or something like that.
Yes, I'm coming to whatever hotel you're working at. Absolutely. I love the free spa. Everybody loves a free spa. Yes, going the extra mile, right? It's a birthday. So we whip out a little birthday cake or cupcakes for you. When you get there, it's going to be in your room waiting for you. I've had that happen. And most of the times when we travel, we're traveling, I'm traveling for birthdays or anniversaries or something. So I always call ahead of time and say, "Hey, it's my husband's birthday or it's our anniversary or whatever. Can do you have anything that you can offer?" And most of the times the hotels will offer that. They'll even come in, you'll come in, and sometimes they'll have the towels in a shape of a duck, right? Or an elephant, right? Pretty cool stuff. And it's just the extra stuff that matters. And the continuous feedback, right? Uh you're giving us your feedback. So through your reviews, and then your feedback helps us make the experience even better, right? What did you like about us? What didn't you like about us? What could we have done better? What could we do more of, right? Those are the things that you're looking for. And again, what does it mean to go on, doing more than what's expected to help a guest? Okay, so great response, Evan. So qualities of great customer service: being friendly, being helpful, and being professional. Always be professional. You're gonna, depending on the line of work that you do, you're always gonna come into someone who is disgruntled, who is upset about whatever they're going through, and you're the first person they see, and so they're taking it out on you. It's nothing intentional and it's nothing personal, but because you're the first, you're the first person in their sight, they're coming at you, right? So sometimes you just, there are going to be times where you may have to just, whew, take a deep breath, right? But always be professional, be friendly, helpful. If you're unable to assist or support any further than what you're capable of doing, always, include management, bring in the management team, whatever you got to do to enhance the experience, or for someone to enhance the experience for you. All right, we are at a break time already. 10 minutes, chef or doc. Dr. Kennedy?
Minutes work.
All right, so 10 minutes work. We are at 7:16. We'll be back at 7:26.
Fantastic.
All right.
Your love pervades. You are my refuge, my hope, my song. In your strong arms I belong. Though the world may shake and fall, your love sustains me through it all. Let your face shine upon your child. Bring comfort, Lord, through trials wild. Your mercy is a light so true. I will forever worship you. You are my refuge, my hope, my song. In your strong arms I belong. Though the world may shake and fall, your love sustains me through it all. Oh, be my strength, my fortress, my God. With you, Lord, I will abide. I will rejoice, for you are near. You lift my heart, cast out my fear. You are my refuge, my hope, my song, in your strong arms I belong. Though the world may shake and fall, your love sustains me through it all. Do not fret because of evil men. Trust in the Lord, delight in him. He'll give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way, he'll set you apart. Rest in the Lord, wait patiently. The meek shall inherit the earth in peace. Trust in the Lord and do good, my friend. Dwell in his promise again and again. The steps of the righteous are ordered in love. Trust in the Lord, he's faithful above.
We're about to, I'm going to ask if I could, here we go. All right, so we are back. And we're going to go right into our presentation. All right. And we're going to take a moment. Let's all just take a moment really quickly. I'd like to have maybe one or two, for the sake of time, to share with me your most memorable travel experience, good or bad, and how it shaped your how it shaped your perception of traveling overall. So you can go on and volunteer, or I can volunteer. So let's think just really quickly about a memorable travel experience you had and how it shaped your perspective of traveling. Who wants to go? Anybody? All right, you guys are too quiet for me. I need you. I know it's a Tuesday night, but come on, this is supposed to be a fun class. We're talking about travel. Like let your mind take you wherever you want to go or wherever you've been. Share it with us. So who's traveled before? Raise your hand if you've traveled. Let me see if your hands are raised. Let me see your hands raised if you've traveled. Okay, there we go. Summer. Give me a memorable experience, travel experience, and how it shaped your perception of traveling overall.
So I traveled from Canada to Miami,
Nice. Okay.
and it was really nice, but the only problem was that because of like the time that we were leaving, the lines were like really, really long.
The lines
Um,
where?
like through TSA,
Okay. Okay.
the line was really long and we missed the flight.
No.
But I understand because like the line was long, so I didn't really like think anything bad of it. Then finally, like a couple hours after, we boarded the next flight and we got there, and it was like really nice, even though
Okay.
we missed the first flight.
Okay. So how did they make you feel when you missed your flight? Like how were they accommodating? Did they go above and beyond? Like how was that
No, they
experience for
just told us to take the next flight.
you? Oh. Did they give
Yeah,
you any credits, travel credits or anything?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So your parents probably took care of that.
Yeah.
All right. So who else has traveled? Raise your hand if you've traveled. Let me see them hands. Anybody ever traveled? Domestic? All right, Isaac, tell me about your travel. Give me a memorable experience.
Um, I went to Haiti.
You went to Haiti. Okay.
Yeah. Um, when I was in Haiti, I saw how different people were living. Like in
Mm,
Haiti, we're living. I saw like um just the living conditions, how
yeah.
different it was from from the United States.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Okay. So how did that change, if anything? How did it change your perspective? You talked a little bit about the positive and negatives of travel and tourism and the industry, right? How did that change your perspective, or did it?
yeah, it did in a way. Um, um like it made me more aware of of how different, just how different.
Yeah.
Like
Did you come back feeling appreciative of what you got here at
yeah,
home?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, right? Yeah, it just kind of makes you feel a certain kind of way when you go to these different countries. They call what they call third world countries, right? And they're living really below their means, well below their means. And unfortunately, it is just, it is the way of the world. And that is why here in America we are so blessed to have all of the, the things and the amenities and the accommodations that we have at our disposal. So it's really important. I teach my daughter that all the time. You got to be very thankful for what you have. Be appreciative for what you have because at any given time, if you guys are tracking anything that's going on in the world currently, that could be upended, uprooted, right? You got to, and I'm in the military, so you got to be, you got to keep it real sometimes. Sometimes we're, this is real world talk. You got to be conscious of that and be appreciative. That'll teach you a different level of appreciation for what you have here at home versus what others have across the globe. So thank you for sharing that, Isaac. Anybody else want to share really quickly? No? All right, so we're moving along. Okay, so if you could plan a trip anywhere in the world, where would it be? Jaylene, if you could plan a trip anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Um, it would be somewhere in Europe, like France, Paris.
Oh, okay, nice. All right, what about you, Kimberly?
I would say an Asian country like South Korea or Japan.
Nice. Any reason why in particular?
Mm, No.
Okay, just curious to know what it's like to go there. Okay, a place unfamiliar to you. Any reason why France, Jaylene?
Because I don't think I've traveled there.
Okay. You don't think you've traveled there. Wow, you've traveled so many places you don't recall where you've been?
Oh wait. Yeah, I don't think I've been there, but maybe somewhere near there.
Okay, awesome. Very nice. All right. So, in the next few slides, we're going to cover what you should know from start to finish when we talk about creating a travel itinerary or that experience. Okay. What are some of the things that you need to know um, as you're going through that process? So, let's go. Step number one. Just saying, what is step number one?
Step one is
I can't hear you just saying. Sounds like your phone just or your computer just went out.
decide where you want to go.
What does that mean? What does that mean to decide where you want to go?
It's like to choose a place or like somewhere you want to adventure, look around, and kind of see like what's it about or like their culture and economic stance.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Esther, what's step two?
Decide the length of your trip.
What does that mean?
Just deciding how long you want to be there, how long it may take, or even if it takes up so much time in your schedule, or if you want to overschedule. It's kind of like having an agenda, making sure that everything is correct and in place.
All right, what's that agenda called again? Starts with an I.
Itinerary?
Yes, good job. All right, so Evie, are we traveling alone or with someone?
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I would travel alone, but knowing me, I would want to bring somebody
Okay, why?
because it's just fun when you're with other people. And
Especially when it's a place of the unknown, right? You
yeah,
going someplace you really don't know you've never been there before, but you want to experience it and maybe you want to experience it with someone, right? Two is always better than one, especially for safety purposes too. What about costs, right? Researching your costs. What does that mean? Isaac, what does it mean to research your costs?
To calculate how much you're spending, basically.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you will be spending on like trips, like just d- different excursions that you're going on.
Yes, absolutely. Evan, when should we start saving?
When should you start?
Yeah, like should I start after I leave? Like should
Oh no, you should start saving like probably a couple months before, depending on your cost of the trip.
Great answer. Yes. Depending on the cost of the trip, how much is it going to cost you? And what do you need to save to get to that amount, right? So, a couple of other things to note, get a travel rewards credit card. You'll learn a little bit more about credit cards and the business and entrepreneurship, but it's very important and it ties very well into the travel and hospitality industry, right? Because it all sort of cross references with each other, right? So there's the get a travel rewards credit card, right? Get a credit card where you actually get points for traveling, whether you're flying, whether you're taking you and getting a hotel, you get points for traveling. Switch to no fee ATM cards, right? So you don't get charged a fee for domestic or international flights. What's the difference between domestic and international flights? We'll talk about that. Stay focused and inspired, right? Check for last minute deals. Sometimes it's important. Last year, we were on our way to Costa Rica and I had to bring my kids to Indiana with my sister. So I had to find a flight for all three of us plus my nephew. That made four of us. So my two kids, myself, and my nephew. I had to fly them down to Indiana and then fly myself back here to New Jersey to then fly to Costa Rica. That would have been a lot of money had I not done my research, right? So make sure you're looking for the best deals. And what are some of the sites that we talked about that you can actually look for those deals? What are some of those online sites? You're gonna need to know this. So what do we say?
Expedia.
Huh?
Expedia.
Yeah, Expedia. What's another? What's another site that you can go on to solidify that travel, to secure that travel, that airline ticket, that hotel, that rental car? Maybe you want to do a bundle. Bundles always end up being a little bit cheaper, right? So you get all three for a lesser price than you would securing each one individually, right? And book your flight. So make sure that you're knowing that. Book your accommodations. We talked about that earlier. That word accommodations. What does that mean? Your hotel, your resort, your Airbnb. Plan your activities. Someone talked about that. Isaac talked about the excursions, right? What are some of those activities going to look like? We talked about activities and going to places where those attractions are, those states or those areas are known for specific attractions, like Florida for Disney World, like California for Disneyland, right? You want to go to a place where you can plan out activities and just maybe you just want to chill by the beach, and on the pool side. You don't want to really do anything, but you just want to chill and just relax, right? You're on vacation. Tell your credit card companies if you have debit cards, credit cards that you're using, make sure you're telling them in the event of fraudulent activity, right? Or to avoid fraudulent activity. Because your banks need to know if you're traveling. So in the if you let's say you lose your card and someone gets a hold of it and they start going on a travel spree or rather a spending spree, right? They should be able to know and track. And if you're there, let's just say you go from New Jersey to Japan and you're spending money and your bank starts to notice that there is a trend in your money spending in a country that it doesn't really recognize, right? Because you've never been there. So those are things that you want to be mindful of to let your bank know, because they may flag it and say, hey, wait a second, somebody's spending money here in Japan and we don't know if it's you, right? So those are the things that you want to do. What about packing? Is that important when you're traveling? Yes. What if you go with nothing? Then you better be willing to spend some money when you get to your location to buy whatever it is that you need. We talked about travel insurance, and most importantly, enjoy the trip. Right? You're spending money. You're making all of these accommodations. You're creating this itinerary. You're creating what you want to be your experience. So enjoy it. Okay? And always check the fine print. Look for fees, right? These hidden fees when you go onto these websites and you do these third parties. So travel, the price lines and your Expedias and Travelocity, all those third party sites that are not specific to any one, let's say, airline. So United Airlines has their own website where you can book your airfare right there. Or you can go to a third party to save money, but they may charge you those hidden fees or additional fees that you wouldn't get charged if you were to go straight to the airlines themselves. So good things to note. All right. So flight terms and more. What is a layover? Anybody ever heard of a layover? Anybody know what a layover is? I see you over there typing, Evie. What's a layover? Kimberly, what do you think a layover is? And this is when we're flying. So what would be a layover in reference to flying somewhere? Anyone want to take a shot?
It's
It's like when
the
you go somewhere else, but like you have to like let's say if I wanted to go to Florida, like I fly to like North Carolina first and then go to like Florida.
Yes, yes. And a lot of times when you fly, so a layover is essentially where you have a stopover in another state or location before you make it to your final destination, right? So, um, oftentimes when you have layovers, the flights tend to be cheaper because you're stopping in either one or more locations before you get to your final destination. I despise layovers. I do not like flying and doing layovers because I want to just get to where I got to go. I've flown to places as close as I've gone to Louisville, Kentucky, and it's taken me 2 hours to get there. I've gone to Greece, where it's taking me much longer to get there. I've gone to, where else? Aruba. Like I've traveled quite a bit, right? And I despise layovers. So wherever I can go. Last year, I went to Cyprus, which is a country right outside of Italy and Turkey. It's a little country right outside of Italy and Turkey. I went there to actually teach in the military. And it was an 11-hour flight, I believe. 11-hour flight. 10-hour flight, 10-hour flight. Took my husband for his birthday to Hawaii. 10-hour flight. I'd rather be on a flight for a longer period of time than have to take longer getting off of a plane than getting back on a plane. It's just too much of a hassle, right? So a layover is essentially when you stop in one or more locations or airports before arriving to your destination. First class is the most luxurious cabin in the air on the airline or on the airplane rather. It offers the premium experience. It is the most expensive experience, and it gives you priority service. You get to sit at the front of the plane. A lot of when you're doing international travel or longer travel, say you're going from east to west coast, you know that's when it really matters, because you get the creme de la creme of the service, right? And that's when the customer service really, really meets the eye. All right. What is economy? Economy is the most affordable basic class seating on a commercial flight. Okay. It offers the standard experience, and it really just, it gets you to where you got to go, right? Point A to point B, and that's it. It gets you a seat. And sometimes you got to pay for your seat too, but so I don't even know what the purpose is of that. But and then why is it helpful to know airport codes? Airport codes are unique identifiers that help you identify each airport. So every airport has a unique identifier, and they're usually acronyms that'll help you identify what airport that is. So does anyone know the airport, the main airport here in New Jersey? What the three, and they're usually three code, or excuse me, three-letter codes. Does anyone know what the code might be for New Jersey, New York, or tri-state area? New Jersey, New York, or Pennsylvania? Does anyone know those airport codes or any airport code? No? All right. So we'll give you a couple of examples in a minute.
Isn't that EWR?
Yes, EWR. Who said that?
Me, Caroline.
Yes, Caroline. Amazing. Yes, EWR is for Newark International Airport. Okay. And then you got JFK. That is in Queens, and you also have LGA, LaGuardia Airport, which is also in Queens. They're actually like 10 minutes apart, which doesn't make sense to me, but they are. It's actually close to where is it? What is it close to? Yeah, I can tell you. Anyway, and they're two major airports, literally like 10 minutes apart from each other. Actually, my husband's grandparents, my in-laws, live about 15 minutes from the airports in either direction. Um, so what is business class? And this is important for you all. Caroline, it might be important for you if you're doing travel nursing, right? I'm just kind of putting that plug in there because you may want to consider that. But business class is a premium seating option with more legroom, bigger seats, extra and better meals, right? And it's a premium. So it's a step under, let's say, first class, but above economy. Does that make sense? And then there's other terms that you should know: a carry-on, what a carry-on is versus a checked-in luggage bag, right? So carry-on is a small bag that usually, depending on the airline, I think I I don't pay because I'm military, so I haven't had to pay for a bag unless it's in excess of what I'm allowed. I haven't had to pay for a bag in like 22 years. And as long as I've been in the military, unless it's excess bags. Like I'm allowed, let's say, 2 bags for this airline. They may allow, I got 4 bags. Sometimes they'll allow me to have all my bags. Sometimes I'll get charged for those extra bags. So there's a difference between carry-on and you have your checked-in bag, right? Your carry-on is the bag that you actually bring with you on the plane and you can put in the overhead bin or under your seat. Or your larger bags are the ones that you actually have to take to the desk, the kiosk area when you're checking in for your flight, and you give them your bag and they check it in. And basically, you don't get your bag back until you get to your final destination. Okay? So these are some of the more popular airlines, domestic or international, because they fly everywhere. So you have Delta, American Airlines, United, Southwest, JetBlue, and Emirates. Emirates is like one of the fancy ones. My husband took me to, I believe it was Greece, and we went to. My husband's on the line. The where we went to escapes me, but it's a main Athens. Went to Athens, Greece, and we were on Emirates, and it was so fancy and just it was beautiful. So wait till you guys get out there, you start experiencing this amazing world of travel. Like it's going to change your mind. It's going to change your perspective if you haven't already done it. And when you start to do like I've never done first class. So hint hint to my husband, like, my birthday's coming up. I may want to do first class. I don't know, just to, get it out my system. Right? Has anyone ever done first class? Chef Dre, Dr. Kennedy, Miss C, anybody ever, any of the adults ever done first class? Summer, raise their hand.
Oh,
Summer, you've done
excuse
first
me,
class?
not yet.
Right. Summer, how was your experience with first class?
It was really good because I got food.
You got food, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, was it, so I'm assuming, have you ever flown regular economy?
I have.
Okay, so were you able to tell the difference between the experiences?
Um, I feel like economy is like there's not a lot of space
Uh-huh.
compared to like how first class was.
So
Like
I'm
I had
curious though, what was first class like? I mean, really briefly, like what was the experience like for you?
um it was all right. It was just more quiet, I guess. Like I don't know.
More quiet, okay. Yeah, and
Mhm.
sometimes when you like, especially when you're doing international travel, like overseas, like you're going to different countries, and they're longer trips, like they pull out the red carpet for you in these first class areas, right? Like I mean, like like there's partitions in the airplane where it's like the haves and the have-nots, okay? And so I want to be a part of the haves one day. And so Summer, congratulations for being a part of the haves, that group, okay? But yeah, so everybody should strive, and it's just super duper expensive, by the way. Um, but it is attainable. It's achievable. All right, so we're not going to go through the airport codes, but I'm going to copy during you guys's group activity, I'm going to copy and paste this into the group chat. I meant to do it before the class started, but I'll copy and paste this into the group chat so that you guys have it. So this link here will actually take you, I don't think it's a live link if I click on it. Nope. It'll take you to a website where it gives you the codes for every single airport in the world. All right. So it's very, very important for you to have that because when you start to create your own itineraries, this is going to be a great tool or resource for you all to use. All right. Let's see who's got something in the chat. So my husband says we can fly first class, but it will be traveling to an airport and back home. Well, that's not helping me any. All right. We're going to ignore his response to that. I still want to do first class. All right. Everybody with me? Let's go without my husband. All right, so some of the most popular airports, and this is how when you see the codes, this is what you're going to look for. Very, very important because a lot of times it'll ask you when you're traveling and when you're on the websites and it's asking you what's your destination, it may ask for the airport code. It may not ask for the full name of the airport. It may only identify as the airport code. So these are some of the more well-known airport codes. So we talked about JFK, LaGuardia, EWR, Dallas Fort Worth. I got to put that in there for Chef Dre. Orlando, one of our favorite places to travel. We go there every year with our family. I love ATL, Atlanta. They say it's the mini New York now. I love Atlanta. So these are some of the major airports in the United States. Okay. All right. We're gonna put your knowledge to the test here. So domestic versus international. Kimberly, I'm gonna get you to read domestic, and then following you, Jaylene, I'm gonna ask you to read international. The difference between the types of flights. Take it away, Kimberly.
Domestic travels within the same country, usually shorter, cheaper, and no passport needed.
Go ahead, Jaylene.
International travels to another country longer, more expensive, and requires a passport/visa.
All right, so everyone know the difference between domestic and international travel. Yes? Can I get a thumbs up if you know the difference? Let me see a thumbs up. Put the emoji in there, put it in the chat. Let me see a thumbs up if you understand, because now we're going to test your knowledge. All right, so domestic is travel within the country. It's usually local travel. When we say local, we mean local within the states, right? Usually shorter and cheaper, no passport needed. For any international travel, you need an additional set of identification. And it's a special kind of identification that is required for you to travel rather across seas. Okay. And that is for international. So you would need a passport, and depending on where you go, you may even need a visa. All right. So now let's test your knowledge. Florida, domestic or international? Unmute yourself.
Domestic.
Domestic.
Domestic. All right. Let's see if. Good job. China.
International.
International.
Good job. Alaska.
Domestic.
Domestic.
Good job. Puerto Rico.
Domestic.
Domestic.
Good. Bahamas.
International.
International.
Job. Guyana.
International.
National.
Excellent. Hawaii.
Domestic.
Who said domestic?
Me. Esther.
That final answer?
Yes.
Good job. And France. This is for you, Jaylene.
International.
International. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. Oh, I'm feeling kind of proud. Now let's take a moment and plan a trip. Here we go. All right, so here is your group exercise. Chef Dre, I may need a little bit of help with this because I'm not sure how many are in the group or how many is in class tonight. I believe I saw like 10 or 11. I'm trying to see if we could
Okay.
break them up into 4 groups. It could be groups of 2, 3,
4
except
groups.
4 groups.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Sure. And then while Chef Dre is doing that, so let me just give you some brief instructions on what we're looking for here. You're going to plan, and it doesn't have to take 15 minutes. It could take less. You can let us know if you're done. But as a group, you all are going to plan a trip to one of these locations, and it will be based on what group you're in. So Chef Dre will have it group 1, 2, 3, and 4, and based on what group you're in, that is the location you will be planning a trip for. Why are these locations in particular specifically listed here? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me if you've been paying attention to anything we've been saying over the past 7 weeks? Why are these trips significant?
Because they're international.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Why are these trips significant?
Because y'all been there
They're the
before.
countries that you
Yeah, go ahead. Who said it? Say it loud and proud. Come on, guys.
You guys went
Y'all
there
been there
and
before.
going.
We've been there before, or we're going there this year. So which location are we actually going to this year?
Dominican Republic.
We are. Let's go. We are going to Dominican Republic this year, ladies and gentlemen, and you can be on that trip with us. All right. So you all are going to plan a trip to one of these 4 destinations. This is your budget. Go on and write this down. Take a screenshot of it, whatever you got to do, because once you go into those groups, I don't know that you'll have access to seeing this information. You may. I'm not sure. Chef Dre can let me know. But your budget is $3,000. All right. You got to decide the type of trip. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning. Is it going to be leisure? Is it business? Is it adventure? You guys have to agree. Okay. And some of the information that I'm looking for, And again, this is a group project, but this is similar to what it's going to look like for your individual projects should you decide to go this route in your end of course for your end of course product. All right. So decide the flight details. And the flight details will be your airports. I want to know codes. And I want you to be able to tell me what those codes translate to in the actual airport name. I want to just see the codes. I don't want to see the actual name, or you can write the name and the code, but I need to see the code in there, okay? Flight details, where you're going to fly out of and into. So that's specific to the airports, all right? Where you're staying. I need to know transportation mode. What are you taking to get to and from? Are you renting? Are you guys gonna get a Uber? Like, what are you doing? How many days and nights are you spending? What activities do you plan? Where and what will you eat? And 1 to 2 important things to know before you go or when you get there. We got it? Are there any questions about what's being asked of you? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you know, get the travel in your mind, take yourself wherever you want to go as long as you guys agree on it as a group.
Where's the link for the flight details and like the codes for?
I'm going to give you the link. So once everybody has this, actually, let me go on and,
Put the link in the chat.
yeah, I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can still see. Let me copy this link over. I don't know if it'll let me copy it. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. Give me 1 second. So these are for the airport codes. This will take you everywhere you want to go. I just put it in the chat. You can look for that. Your destinations, you're going to have to figure out based on what group you're in, okay? So once Chef Dre is ready for you, go on and
Ready when you are, Rosie.
all right. So Chef Dre, do you want to tell them what group they're in, or they'll see it?
I could tell them Stephanie Jaylene and Summers in group 1.
Okay.
Caroline and Esther are in room 2.
Okay.
Evan, Isaac, and Ivy are in room 3.
All right.
Jay Sang and Kimberly are in room 4.
All right. And for the sake of time, let's do about 10 minutes. All right. If you need more time,
All right.
yeah, we'll do 10 minutes. We'll start out with 10 minutes, and then if you need more time, and if time permits, we'll give you an extra couple minutes. All right.
All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
Rooms are open.
All right, Chef, I got to take a call real quick from the mayor. I'll be right back, okay?
Cool. I need to pause the recording anyway.
I believe, excellent. I believe group 1 had Dominican Republic. So briefly take us through your itinerary. If we could do it within a minute or two, no more than that, just kind of give us brief overview of your itinerary, why you chose, well, you didn't choose it, but the location or accommodations, right? We chose the location for you, but the accommodations when you get there, like how you got to that point. Did you save money? Did you go over on your budget? How'd it go for you guys? Group 1. Take it away.
So we're going to the Dominican Republic, and we're hold on 1 second. The flight cost is $613. We're
Each or
traveling
total?
from
Is that each or total?
total.
Oh, okay. That's important to know. That's a pretty cheap flight for how many?
It's just 2 persons. We only did
Okay.
2.
Okay, so a little about $300 a piece.
Um, we're traveling from JFK to DOM. We will be staying at the Ocentadel Punta Cana, which is Um, for 4 nights, you're staying for 4 nights, you're gonna get one room, which is $131.25. So when it's like for the two of us, it's gonna be 525 in
Hmm.
all. Tax and fees it's 147, which will be a total cost of $672.
Okay.
Um, we'll be staying in a suite, which is all inclusive, so like food, the pool, spa, and everything will be included.
Okay.
Um,
How much is that per night or total?
wait 1 second.
Yep.
I think it's all included. That's what I saw. Like into the like cost, because they gave like a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it says on the website. They gave it like a discount for
Okay.
it. Um, and we like for like attractions, we'll be going to the Montana Redonda, and we'll be doing the ATVs and like the buggies, which is
Nice.
like about like $40.
Each.
Yeah,
Individual or total?
each.
Okay.
So that's about 80.
Okay. So what did you end up spending on this trip?
1,365.
For everything? To include your all-inclusive resort for how many days?
Wait,
Girl, I need to be on a trip with y'all.
wait, I think the room was separate than the actual stay of the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 second.
So DOM stands for Douglas Charles Airport in Dominican Republic. Is that what we're tracking? Okay.
And I'm looking at the hotel
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Okay. All right. So while you're looking, we're gonna go to the next group just for the sake of
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna come back to you. Tell me what your total was. I
Okay.
need to know your total. That sounds a bit low for how many nights?
4.
Yeah, four. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
For two people. Yeah, that includes the flights. Your flights alone you said was $600. So you're saying your all inclusive was only 500 or 600, 700, something like that? And that includes your excursions. Remember, you're breaking it all down. Your excursions, your transport mode of transportation to and from the airport, to and from the hotel, um, right? Your activities while you're there, your food. It's all inclusive, so that's included in the package. But I want to know how much that is. All right. Um, group two. I think group two. We went to Jamaica. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So we're going on a week-long trip to Jamaica with our budget being $3,000. This is an adventure trip to the Caribbean. We're going from EWR Newark International Airport and scheduling a flight from March 31st through April 7th. Our cost per person is $682, and we're flying with American Airlines. Together with a deal, well, together the flight was originally 1,367 $1,367.42. But after the deal, we actually got it for $1,270.20. Our living costs, we found an Airbnb for at Top Bay Apartments that cost our final cost being $541. The
Uh-oh. I think I
extra dollars will be bamboo rafting, which is $25 per person. Summing it up, it'd be 50. Will be we got a bundle for zip lining, horseback riding, and ATV riding for a total of $70. And everything being rounded up. Also, the airport that we were coming from in Jamaica is Sangster International Airport in Montego Jamaica, and our whole total together is $2,021.02.
Is that for a whole, that's 5 days or 7 days?
7 days.
And you're only spending 2,000. Is that all inclusive or are you buying your own food when you get there? Because you're Airbnb. So that means you're gonna be spending money to buy food every day. Are you going, you have a kitchen, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
You guys are gonna buy food and then cook it and prepare your own meals.
yeah.
Okay. That's
So
that's pretty awesome. That's
yeah.
pretty cheap. Okay. Any questions for group two or group one? All right. So you're flying from EWR to I forget the code for Jamaica, but Montego Bay. You're staying for 7 days. You have some excursions. So how much did you save?
With that we saved about $1,000. Well, 1,000. Well, 980.
Okay, $980. Pretty awesome. All right, good job, group two. All right, group three. Where are we going? Where's group three? Who do we have for our spokesperson for group three? Excellent. MBJ from Montego Bay. Great. Thank you, Missy. Who do we have for our spokesperson for group three? Who was in group three? That was Barbados. We can't mess up Barbados. Listen, that was my first internship. Who got Barbados?
Us.
All
Um.
right, come on, Isaac. Let's go.
Um. The type of trip. We went on a leisure beach vacation.
Okay.
Um. Flights. We flights from Newark to Bridgetown was 650.
What's Newark's code and what's Bridgetown's code?
Um. I
Your
didn't.
team members can help you out though. That's why you have team members. So don't.
EWR it was
Yeah.
Newark. I forgot what
We
the
go-
other one was.
Okay, so let's look it up. Let's help your teammates out. Keep going, but then go on and find that other airport code for me, please. Go ahead, Isaac.
It was a round trip. It was all in total was 650.
For how
The
many?
stay. I'm sorry.
How many travelers?
Oh, it's three.
Three travelers. Okay, got you.
Yeah. Um, we 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 stayed at a beach hotel in Bridgetown. It was 1200. It was 1200. 1200 all in total. And
Okay.
the activity. Wait,
What's the name of your beach hotel? Don't tell me it's just a beach hotel. What's the name of it?
it's in Bridgetown.
All right, get your team to help you out. You need a lifeline. Help them out, team. Where you staying? Come on, Evie.
Bridge.
Evan.
Hold on. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. The transportation.
Mhm.
We took taxis. All in total was 150.
Okay.
And the activities was like all exclusive. So we did we explored the towns.
Hmm.
Like you was exploring Bridgetown. We we it was snorkeling with sea turtles. Like yeah, we was doing that. And we visited like a bay. It was like a oh, it was some type of bay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And the
All right.
food we had like like seafood, like fish, sea boil, all that, and it was all inclusive. It was all
Oh,
inclusive. Yeah.
got it.
Um, important thing to know: uh, the bar, the dollar, like the currency, is like it's almost the same as a U.S. dollar.
Okay.
And another important thing to know: You drive on the left side of the road.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, good. Okay, and that I'm glad you guys added that because I don't think I got that from the first two groups. So good job for that. Great job. Yes, Ivy, thank you for the for the hand clap. That must have been your group. All right, Evan, where did you travel into? What's the airport?
It's called TPPB. Yeah,
What is it?
TBTBPB.
That's the airport code?
Yeah, that's what it says. Well, I don't know. There's two of them. There's like two different codes. There's one that says BGI and then one that's
Yeah.
TBPD.
Okay, so probably the BGI one is the most I think that's their international airport. The other one might be a local airport. Um, great job, guys. All right, we got a couple more minutes. Who's next? I think Kimberly and Jasang, that was you all, to Costa Rica. And I think you guys may have worked separately, although that the intent was for you guys to work together. But let's see what you got.
Um, so we're gonna travel to Costa Rica. We're leaving from JFK to
Tell me where JFK is.
um Jose, Costa Rica. Hmm?
Where's JFK?
In New York.
Okay, good.
Um, we're staying at uh, uh um, um, Hilton Garden Inn in San Jose. Is $1,345, including the flight, the stay, and a car. Um, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a waterfall adventure half, a hike for $50 per person, so it's like $100. Um, the following day, uh, we'll be around the rainforest for seeing like jungle sloths in their sanctuary for $180
Nice.
per person. And then the day after, we'll be going through a tour guide for another rainforest that they have for 545 $44 per person. And then we're gonna stay at a beach afterwards, which if I could pull up right now. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, we was gonna stay at a beach for the day, and then the sixth day we were gonna just walk around to get to know the people and like go to community businesses. And then on the seventh day we would leave. And two things to know is that it's very culture, like their culture appropriation is like very taken very seriously over there. And certain things you shouldn't say to certain people or like certain words you shouldn't say. And second thing is they hate being compared to other Hispanic cultures. So like comparing them and contrasting would be like very disrespectful to that. Yeah.
Excellent. Great. So what was your budget? Well, your budget was 3,000, but what was your budget? Did you go over or were you under?
I had left. I had $1,000 left.
Nice.
Um, those
Nice.
thousands I had put in with food or like anything extra for like tips and all that for my customer
Uh-huh.
service or like hotel managers I'll
Excellent.
see.
Yes.
The 500 I would give to the service, and then 500 I would spend on food, so I wouldn't have to spend more money than what like I should be spending on food. So
Mm-hmm.
like I would buy like rice or like canned soup that can last me the week trip.
Excellent. Okay. So, all right. So how did you guys feel really quickly? We got just about a couple minutes. How did you guys feel putting those itineraries together? How'd you feel? Did it make you feel empowered? You feel like You'd be able to schedule your own trip or plan your own itinerary and yes. Go ahead, Esther.
It made me feel pretty good because I always see my mom do this stuff around, well, the summertime, and I never got to experience it for myself and actually do the research on how to plan a trip, what actually goes into planning a trip. So now that I got to kind of experience that for myself, kind of prepares me for when I get to traveling by myself.
Excellent. Excellent. Great answer. For group three, what was your budget? Did you go over, under? That would be Isaac, Evie, Evan. What was your budget? You remember?
Oh, under.
Well, under budget, under 3,000. Man, I gotta travel with you guys because y'all be. I mean, Chef Dre. Listen, we traveling with them. They gonna plan our trips next time because
Listening to them talk about, well, this was the original cost, but after the deal, it was,
right,
I'm like,
right.
okay, I can't be
Yes,
mad because
they
those original
already
costs, I
knew.
was like, yeah, that's about right. But after we did the deal, it was $300 less. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
hey, Trivago, I ain't gonna say nothing.
there you go. Listen, Summer, you have your hand up. You want to add anything?
Yeah, so I did it over and I got 2,089 for the trip
Excellent.
altogether.
Congrats. Good job. And that's everything included in that list we gave y'all, huh?
Hmm.
That's amazing. So just imagine what you can do when you put your mind to it. You decide where you want to go. Now you got all the tools at your fingertips to make it happen. All right. So we're going to move through this really quickly. These are some critical thinking, planning tips, and applying these skills is very, very important. Um, so just, without going too far down the rabbit hole in this, just uh, making sure you're handling your travel disruptions, navigating unfamiliar territories and environments, extremely important. We learned that in the military, but it is really something that is across the board. You got to be careful, right? There is a such thing as, you know, human trafficking, right? So those are things that you got to be very aware of. Be aware of your surroundings. Learn the language if you can, right? Or at least download those apps that you need to download so that you can speak the language either through your phone, through your app. Like technology is just at a new level now. So there's, you can use your app, Google Translator, right? Download that on your phone and use that when you're traveling. I've done it, and it's pretty easy, right? But manage your budget, right? Ensure safety and security, and again, be culturally sensitive to those areas that you're traveling. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions, comments, concerns, gripes, complaints, or otherwise? How you feeling today? We good? This is our proprietary statement. And thank you. That is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time, for all of the energy and effort put into tonight's class. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope it was resourceful for you, and I hope that you walk away more confident in your ability to put a travel itinerary together and go wherever your mind takes you, and your body will lead or follow. All right. With that said, I'm going to hand this back over to our amazing directors, Dr. Kennedy
Dr.
and Chef.
Kennedy is getting everything queued up. All right, everybody ready for Mentimeter? Did you put the link in the chat already, Dr. Kennedy?
Sorry, I'm not off mute. I did not. Hold
I mean,
on.
everybody should know how to log in by now, but we're still gonna go ahead and put that in the chat just in case. Just in case. All right, so yeah, you got to exit back out to the original
I can put it in the
Mentimeter.
in the chat.
Can you? Because you see
Yeah,
me struggling.
I got you. It's right here.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.
All right, so then let me do this back in
It's
here
funny. We
again.
always practice this, and then time comes.
I know. I should be a
We have no
pro.
problems when nobody's
But to
watching,
be
right?
fair, Mentimeter is new for me.
Yeah, I
Fair
got.
enough. We should be ready.
All right, waiting
We're
for
waiting for
our
the players.
players.
I,
Oh,
I,
wait,
I
my
don't
camera
know.
All
It's
stopped.
right.
not gonna allow me to join.
Is everybody logged into the Mentimeter? We promise
No.
we'll have you guys out here shortly once we get through this part. You know, Professor Rosie had a lot to go to, so she went all the way through, right through the time. So we're gonna get you out of here as quickly as possible. Soon as y'all log in. Oh, we got one. Player one ready. Player two is ready. Only two players. Player three, the alien.
It's probably taking a little longer because I think I required them to add their names.
Okay.
Player four, the volcano. Player five, the spy. Player six, the diamond ring. I admit, I do like the little pictures with Mentimeter.
All right, where's everyone else? Oh, we lost
Oh,
one.
we lost player six, but we got the snowman. The paperclip has returned. And if I'm not mistaken from the chat, it should be 10 of them.
Right. I believe we're in 10.
Caroline, Stephanie, Esther, Evan, Isaac, Ivy, Jason, Jelene, and
All right.
Stephanie. So I need three more. So
There
I
we
have three
go.
more. Player eight was just entered. What is that? A bird. We'll call it a cardinal. Looking for two more players.
Let me see.
Do me a favor, put a one in the chat if you have already logged in as a player, so we can figure out who the two students are.
Yes. And let us know if you're having difficulty.
Oh, there's the, what you talking about, face? Huh?
Right. And the goals
We
is
need one
that.
more. So we got Evan, Kimberly, Jason, Ivy, Caroline, Jaylene. Then that means, oh, just saw Stephanie log in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Isaac is in the game. Let's see. Looks
All
like we're
right.
missing Summer.
I don't want to leave anybody behind.
Now I think Summer might be with her family. I think C. Morgan sent me a message.
Okay, so
No, I
should we just
got
get
in,
started?
but I'm not sure. It says that I'm in. I'm the spy, so I'm not sure.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well, if it says she's in, let me do another quick double check to see which student is missing, guys.
oh, back down to 8.
This is wild. Caroline, Stephanie, Esther, Evan, Isaac, Ivy, JC, Jaylene, Kimberly,
Oh,
and
we're back to
Stephanie.
9.
And if I go back to the chat,
8.
yeah, Summer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's roll with 9.
All right, getting started. Answer quickly.
Which of the following is not a core principle of excellent customer service? Active listening, proactive problem solving, impatience, empathy is not a core principle. Impatience, excellent, 10 out of 10. We'll take it. Question number 2. Answer quickly to get more points. What is the primary goal of hospitality in the service industry? Maximize profits, memorable experience, minimize complaints, maintain clean and orderly environment. Everyone has voted. Ding, ding, ding. 10 out of 10. Oh, this is gonna be a tight one today. We're gonna see who got the fast answer finger today. Question number 3. How can a hospitality professional demonstrate a positive attitude? Maintaining a cheerful, helpful demeanor. Avoiding eye contact. Ensure efficient operations, all of the above. By avoiding eye contact. That's a great answer.
Hmm.
There was a trick. I knew somebody was going to pick all of the above. Maintaining the cheerful and helpful demeanor. Number 4. Dun, 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 dun. What is the importance of effective communication in the hospitality industry? Helps build strong relationships, prevents misunderstandings, ensures efficient operations, all of the above. A mixed set of answers. Another trick one. All the above this time.
Yes.
All of the above. I decided to stop making these easy for you. Change some of the responses. How can a hospitality professional handle a difficult guest situation? Arguing with the guest, ignoring the guest, by remaining calm and professional, actively listening, immediately escalating to a manager.
Good job. Yes.
Good job. 10 out of 10 remaining calm. You guys are awesome. Question number 6. What is the significance of nonverbal communication in the hospitality industry? Convey messages words cannot, insignificant compared to verbal, only important in certain cultures, relevant to customer service. Good job. I'll take 9 out of 10. Insignificant compared to verbal. I love it. I love it. That's like a great answer. What is meant by going the extra mile in hospitality? Providing basic service, exceeding guest expectations, charging extra fees, depending on who you talk to, minimize guest interactions, exceeding customer expectations. Excellent. Excellent. Some places like to charge you extra. One more packet of ketchup, 30 cents. Number 8, how can a hospitality professional contribute to a positive team environment? Supportive and cooperative, gossiping, prioritizing individual accomplishments, creating conflict. Good job. Good job. I appreciate y'all not picking none of the other answers. We might have to have a side conversation. Just FYI. Question 9. What is the importance of cultural awareness in the hospitality industry? Allows businesses to cater to a diverse clientele, not relevant. It's only important in international settings. It's a barrier to effective communication. Allows to cater to a diverse clientele. It's not a barrier, it removes the barrier. So the people that answered that one remove the barrier. 10 out of 10. Last question. How can technology be used to enhance the guest experience in the hospitality industry? Online booking, by limiting guest access, replacing human interaction technology. 10 out of 10. Good job. Let's give it up for the instructor. That's good. I'm going to say the alien is going to be the winner.
Great job, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is the winner? Oh, the alien came in second. Let's go, Maverick. Okay, wait a
Who's the
minute. Who's
airplane? Who's
Maverick?
Maverick?
Who's Maverick? Come off mute. Congratulations to you, Maverick. I picked the alien. I was off by one. I feel
That's
good.
Evie. Good job, Evie.
Okay, who's Maverick? Who's the
Thank
plane?
you.
Who was the
The plane
winner?
was just a ghost. Leon, was you playing?
Oh, that was Kimberly. She raised her hand. Good job,
Ah,
Maverick.
Kimberly, congratulations.
Good
Good
job.
job. You and Ivy were neck and neck. I picked Alien in the very beginning. You know, Ivy, you didn't let me down coming in second. That's a good bet when when you're watching the Derby and horses. Win, place, or show. It's awesome. Excellent. Dr. Kenny, you want to put the evaluation in the chat? Everybody should have access to Google Classroom. Shouldn't have any issues. All the
I got you.
assignments up until this point. What you say, Rosie?
I'm telling Dr. Kennedy, I got the link. It's in there.
Oh,
Oh, I
awesome.
added it.
You got it?
Yeah, it should be there. Let me know if you don't see it.
Excellent. So while I'm talking about this, the end of course,
Oh,
you
sorry.
guys
Sent
can
it.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Kennedy.
No, I'm sorry. I sent it. There we go.
Okay, cool. While you guys are filling out the evaluation in the chat, thank you so much for being here for this class. Now you have a great insight on what your travel itinerary is going to look like, especially for your end of course. Um, Professor Rosie has given a very thorough explanation with some of the expectations, and you even had a great opportunity in the breakout session to get your first example of it. Um, I think it's pretty cool to hear that you've seen your parents do it, but you've never had an opportunity to do it. And so now you understand it. And you guys found some great deals. So I might be hitting y'all up from the websites that y'all found them from, like for real, for real. Because I'm looking at their prices and I'm like, I've been booking flights international for years. And I'm like, they got it $1,000 under $3,000. Yeah, I need to roll with this tech savvy group here, right? So, of course, your end of course is one or two things. The travel itinerary is a lot more detailed than you did in the 10 minutes this time, or the opportunity to do the IG reel of a recipe of your choice, IG, TikTok, social media. And you'll be able to get into those starting into the next class. Next class, I'll be teaching the restaurant operations. And then after restaurant operations, we go into culinary basics and then baking. So be sure to go look in the Google Classroom. The ingredients for the culinary class and the baking class are in there. You will need those for class. I'm telling you this early so you can either look in your pantry and see if you have it, or talk to your parents about getting to the store purchasing it, or if any of you have jobs and have your own money, go ahead and be able to purchase it for the class. It's really inexpensive. It's under, I believe it's probably under, wait a minute, you guys are in different parts of the country. It should be still under $15, 20 at the most. It really should only be like 10 or 11 because, it's vegetables. You only need to really buy one of it, things of that nature. Same thing with the baking. It's basic flour, butter, chocolate chips, so make sure you look at that in your Google Classroom and be prepared because both of those classes are next week. Okay. Restaurant operation is this Thursday. Culinary basics is next Tuesday. And baking is next Thursday. Okay. So make sure you review those so we can have a very interactive and fun class. You will need to be in your kitchen or in someone's kitchen to prepare these items. Okay. So I want y'all to be able to, in plenty of time in advance, to set up your camera, to set up your phone. Ask mom and dad if they cook in the evening. Can I have these 2 hours, please? So we can get that done, and then of course you can have anybody in your house be your taste tester once you finished it. So if everybody understands, please give me a thumbs up. Since everybody's cameras on, appreciate you, Isaac, Esther, Stephanie. Cool. Digital thumbs up. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Dr. Kennedy, you got anything else to add? LOL, maybe?
Absolutely. I just want to encourage everyone to please consider doing that optional assignment. The end of course assignment will be here before you know it. And it's an opportunity for you to get that practice in. And because you guys do have this opportunity, I will be honest, when it is time for us to score these final projects, I will take in consideration who took advantage of being able to practice. That's what the opportunity is for, right? So if you're good to go and you're like, I got this, by all means. But if you know you need a little practice, go ahead and take advantage of that learning out loud opportunity. All you have to do real quick, just take a little recording of yourself talking about the most recent class, what you learned, what the class was all about, any questions that you have, your intro, your outro. Is just a nice way to practice because it'll be here before you know it.
Yep, yep, yep. So if all hearts and minds are clear and everybody is taking the evaluation, give me a thumbs up.
You guys are done. Another awesome session. Thank you so much, guys.
Excellent.
Have a wonderful evening.
You are super dismissed.
Good night,
Enjoy.
everybody. Good night.
Dr.
Good
Kennedy,
night, good night.
appreciate you. Oh, Rosie was
Yes,
ready to get off.
sir.
That's not normal. Leon, I tell you, Leon got off too.
Leon too. It's like, listen, we got
That's not normal.
it's idea is